Hi, it's Grant Abbott speaking, and I'm just looking here. You can see I'm on the LightYear Docs page, and I'm looking at QROPs. The best way to get to a QROPs, which is a special form of superannuation fund in Australia that you can go overseas and get a UK pension transferred into without penalty taxes. So what we want to do is we can either do a deed of variation. So if you've got an existing SMSF, you can update it to a QROPs deed, or we can do a QROPs with a corporate trustee. Now, I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail. I'll just set this up as the Abbott test in my folder. So it's in my Abbott test folder. I just want to show you though, however, when we start here with the QROPs, so this is QROPs for Smith. I'll put my favourite branding, of course, the Abbott-Family branding will go there. I then go into the general and we'll put, again, it's just I would probably put the Smith QROPs fund so that it's up front and centre. When it's going to be established, we're going to establish it today. We're going to put in here New South Wales. Now, here's the thing, this is a standard self-managed super fund, and I'll just take you through. But in order to complete this, it's the QROPs deed that is important. It is not the corporate trustee. So what I need to do before I've done this is actually go into my product categories prior to establishing it, and I would go into companies and I would establish a SMSF special purpose company. I would do that now, but I'd have to pay an ASIC fee. So I'd set up a SMSF special purpose company, and then I would be going back to my QROPs. So I would then go back and I would set up my QROPs. I'm not sure if it's still going to be open here. I think I might have. Oh, there we go. Let me see. Well, there you go. So I did get back to the QROPs, but you can see because I hadn't saved answers that it all dropped off. So let's go back and have a look at a QROPs for Smith. Put in our favourite branding then. It can be your own one or Abbott-Family. We go to general. As I said before, we'll put the Smith up in the front of the face. QROPs. Super. In fact, better off putting pension fund because the UK loves pensions. It doesn't know what super's about. So I put pension fund in there, put in the state it's going to be. Now I get down to the trustee and I've chosen company. So remember I did and I can put QROPs, Smith QROPs, Pty Limited. I would have got the ACN. Remember we applied for it already before we've come here. So I've got the ACN. I know the registered office address is that of my accountant. And we've only got, in this instance, we've only got one director, and that is John Smith. And he's a former UK resident. And he's now applying for residencies. He's applied for residency status. He's been here for more than 5 years now, so he's applying for permanent residency. He's been on a business migration visa. So now he's trying to get his superannuation or his pension plan, and he's setting up this QROPs. We go to the next. Our deed, you'll find that all of our deeds don't have member application forms. The reason for that is we have hardwired that application form into the deed itself. And by them becoming initial member and signing, it's okay. Now, when they have a members voting, he's the only one. So I'm just going to do, I've got a choice either vote. I'll just choose that one. And then and then we've got our perfect QROPs deed. Remember, I've set up the company first. Now, what I've done is I've set up the QROPs deed, and that will now pop up there. I download that, I complete the relevant form, send it off to the UK HMRC, and they'll now register it as being a QROPs fund. You can see QROPs SMSF trustee. establishment of the Smith QROPs. Put it up front. Remember, it's a pension fund. So when we go down here, the key rules are, you can see here, as part of the deal, is we've put in the guidance there from Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. That's sitting inside there. We then go down to the deed itself. And the keys here are, which we've notified, is that it's going to be a QROPS super fund. And here, the fund is to become a QROPS pension plan as the term is defined by the UK HMRC, and that was a trustee fund to receive pension transfers, which essentially means you cannot access the monies in the fund until age 55. So the governing rules provide the fund is to be registered QROPS pension plan with HMRC on the basis it's regulated by the tax office. These are the conditions for HMRC to be a QROPS. They're regulated for small pension plans. The Australian UK governments have an extensive double tax treaty, and any retirement plan cannot be made until the 55th birthday, so on and so forth. And you'll find that then we go down into the actual deed itself. Effectively, it locks out when you can get benefits until age 55. So that's built into the system. But going back to the start, you just use an ordinary SMSF, special purpose corporate trustee. It's Grant Abbott signing off.